Hey Saber fans, it's Shamim again with a new custom Saber install to share with you guys. I'm trying to get through these commissions as quickly as possible, which means more videos for you guys. Today we have a SaberForge Epoch weathered finish. Customer sent it to me empty and requested a couple specific things, and so based on those recommendations, or based on those requirements, we went with a Spark Color 2 soundboard from Nigon's Electronic Creations. He wanted deep blue, deep red, both of them with white flash on clash. And then for each font, he wanted a Graflex TFA sound font for the blue. He wanted Kylo Ren sound font for the red, and then specific boot up sounds for each. Basically, he wanted it to be a Jedi Saber and a Sith Saber all at the same time. And those were pretty much the only requirements. And he said, like, loud sound. So I'm like, well, bass speaker it is then, because bass speaker in this hilt with the Nigon board produces a really loud sound. So, yeah, Spark Color 2 soundboard. We went with a custom Tri-Rebel Luxeon LED with royal blue, deep red, and then cool white. I love their cool white. It's a great shade of white and mixes really well with all the colors that I've tried it with. So that's seated right here, right below the emitter windows. On this side, you've got your auxiliary switch. This controls changing the fonts, auxiliary features such as blaster deflection, blade lockup. On the front side, you've got your main switch. This turns the Saber on and off within each font. Kill key with the recharge port. Cuts all power to the board, and then it also uses for charging. CoverTech knob, speaker down here, the pommel is vented for sound, and then you've got your blade plug up here with the long blade stock here shining through in the emitter windows. So this is the weathered finish. I like the weathered finish on the Epoch. For some reason, I'm not a huge fan of the weathering on most SaberForge Sabers, but on the Epoch, it looks really nice. So let's get her fired up. It starts with the Jedi, the blue sound set, so we'll get that started.
You have that power too.
This is Graflex TFA HD with a nice royal blue LED. A little bit of flicker going on. Nice, loud, crisp sound. You got your blaster deflection, which is white. Blade lockup. Got about a dozen swings and clashes as well. And off. Press and hold for a couple seconds. Now we'll switch to, so you press the aux switch, it plays your current sound font's boot, you press it again to interrupt the current boot, and then it advances to the next sound.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
So these are the two boot up sounds that were specifically requested for the respective fonts. This is Kylo Ren TFA HD with a single ignition. Unstable crackling, Kylo Ren's lightsaber from the film. Blaster deflection. Again with the white flash on clash. Blade lockup.
You need a teacher! I can show you the ways of the Force!
And off. So those were the two fonts and color sets that the customer specifically requested. But since this is a Spark Color 2 soundboard, it allows for up to 6 sound fonts with a few more color profiles. So let's see what else I was able to install on here for the customer, just in case he wants to change it up a bit from the simple Jedi Sith.
Essence, Episode 1.
We've got purple. Since we have, of course, red and blue, one of the other color sets that we can make is purple. And this also has a white flash on flash. Blade lockup. And off. What else do we got?
Essence. The Dark Order.
This has quickly become one of my favorite dark side sound fonts. I used it in my most recent video, the Crossguard Lightsaber. This is Nigon's stock Crossguard Lightsaber sound font, the Dark Order. But it can also be used with single ignition. This is inspired by the Kylo Ren sound font, of course. But it's a little deeper, a little heavier, a little bassier than the actual sound font used in the film. And for this one, I have a purple flash on flash. And off.
The Dark.
This is all too easy. We have, it's blue with just a hint of red, so it sort of becomes a sort of an indigo color. With a red flash on flash. And off.
Dark Relic.
And then this is Dark Relic, the last font. And this one is the opposite. It's red with just a little bit of blue, so it's sort of a nice pinkish magenta color. And this one has white flash on flash.
Dark.
Saber tracks.
You have that power too.
And then back to Graflex. Alright. Let's put a blade in and see these colors a bit more clearly. So there's a couple screws up here. This one is the blade retention screw. You only need to loosen this one. This one here holds the LED in place, so don't touch this guy. So you loosen the top one, out slides the longer blade plug. You can throw a blade in there. Retighten the top retention screw. I love seeing the light shining through the emitter windows. That's a really cool feature. So you got your white flash on flash. Blade lockup. Alright. Next font.
You have that power. You don't know.
Yeah. And if you get tired of hearing the boot sounds, you can always press the main activation switch halfway through the boot sound and cut it off. Get ready to start right away. So one thing I should mention about the Spark Color 2 soundboard, in case you ever want to switch the colors on the fly, you can do that. You hold it steady like this, give it a little twist. Sort of like you're revving the handle of a motorcycle. So here is a color that we haven't really seen. Oh, I switched it off again. So the way that I've configured it, it requires it to be held very still. So like, if I'm swinging it around or going like this, it's not going to switch. You have to hold it still, give it a little twist. And now it's red. So it's not going to switch when you're doing all this. You got to hold it still, give it a little twist. Now these colors will hold, if you switch it in the middle of it, it'll hold as you're cycling through the fonts. But anytime you put the kill key in, it resets to the default color settings. And those also can be adjusted in the Spark Color 2 config editor. The SD card is easily accessible. Unscrew the bottom pommel here, move the speaker aside, and then you can use a pair of pliers to go in and grab the SD card and pull it out. Then you can plug it into your computer and play with the settings to your heart's content. So yeah, this was a fun install. Got it done pretty quickly because it was relatively simple. Nothing too crazy on the outside or the inside that I needed to worry about. So thank you all so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.